Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Superfriends podcast. This is episode 78. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined by CJ.
What's up, guys?
Luke.
Hey, everybody.
Tim.
How's it going, everyone?
It's going good. I just wanted to mention, too, how did that last episode go with you and CJ? Was that good?
It seemed to go over pretty well. We got less hate than we usually do.
I had a really good time. I was bummed that you guys couldn't be there. I mean, Luke, you were sick. Nick, I know you had something else come up with recording some alien-related content, if I remember correctly, which is a huge part of our channel. So if any of you are here from the alien videos, you're the first person to ever do that. But I had a good time. Just me and Tim talking about the news, you know?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta go listen to that one. I gotta catch up on...
Catch up on all the Superfriends lore.
Speaking of that, do we want to plug something really quick before we...
So here's the thing. I really want to plug Loot Crate. Loot Crate is this amazing monthly subscription service that sends you this unique box of geeky, really cool goodies every single month. This past month's theme, I think it was investigate. What was it?
It was investigation.
It was Investigate. I wanted to go with my gut, and it had things from like Stranger Things and Batman. It actually had a Stranger Things t-shirt in there. It was really cool. I just saw somebody did like an opening. I just watched it earlier today. It was a t-shirt featuring 11 very prominently, and I honestly wish I had bought the box. And I guess there's still time. Unfortunately, by the time you guys are listening to this, there won't be more time. And unfortunately, I can't tell you what the next box is going to be because there are no spoilers on the web yet. It's very exciting, a little bit of mystery. We should be hearing in the next few days. This is just the odd podcast that falls in between when it's announced, or basically when the first box is running out and we haven't learned what the next box is yet. I think it's the first time this has happened, but for the mystery of it, maybe go type in the code. If as soon as we know what the spoilers are, we'll put the link down in the description below. But whatever the theme is, if you're interested, you can get it 10% cheaper just by using our exclusive link, www.trylootcrate.com/hybrid-network, and the promo code BRIDGE10.
Yeah, so definitely check that out, because Loot Crate's awesome. But,
oh yeah.
You know what else is awesome? The DCEU.
That's true.
According to certain people. But anyways, this dude from Game of Thrones is going to be in Justice League. That's
Roose
cool.
Bolton, the flayed man.
Yeah, Roose Bolton.
And actually, I'm so pumped about this. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys watch Game of Thrones? Actually, I have no idea.
I've only seen the first episode of it.
Who is Roose Bolton again?
So he was
Ramsay's dad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can barely even remember anything he did.
Actually, that's a shame because he's one of my favorite characters, and actually, he was one of my favorite actors in the role because I feel like he pulled it off with like just the right amount of like you knew he was evil, but it wasn't like as out and out of like as Ramsay was, where it's like I'm chopping people's dicks off and try to fucking stop me. Like it was more of like a very subtle, almost like malicious, conniving. Like I'm gonna pull the strings and like smile in your face, but not really because I don't smile that much. Right. And that's why like so the details about this role are really really interesting.
Okay, what are the details?
Oh, you want me to go? You just want me to keep going ahead? I feel like I'm dominant. Like I was just kind of like setting that up, and it's like, oh nope, gonna do it myself.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep right now. I've
cool.
been drinking
Anyway,
rum today. I don't know.
So he, I guess, I don't know if it was like the outlet found out he was gonna be in the movie and kind of asked him about it on the red carpet, or if it was like the other way around, where it's it just came up in a question. But he confirmed that he is actually going to be in the movie, and he says he's going to be in that prologue sequence that we've been hearing about for months, that big battle scene that we saw in the trailer. It's the armies of Man, Atlantis, and Themyscira against the forces of Darkseid. He calls that a really dark sequence.
Of course it's dark.
Exactly.
Can't see anything.
Looked pretty poorly lit. So he's going to be in that, but he's seen other scenes from the movie, and he really enjoys what he's seen so far. Of course he's going to say that, but that's another interesting point. And so I think... you got two roads here, and I'll ask you guys what I think about this. But so you got two roads here. Either he's maybe the king, one of the kings of men, or the king of Atlantis potentially, or, and this is a super long shot in my book, he might be Darkseid, and I think he'd be a good pick for Darkseid, like a very kind of a different approach to like. I think we were all expecting someone with a super deep gravelly voice. And he's not necessarily that guy, but he would play a cold warlord pretty damn well. Yeah. So what do you guys, of those two options, I guess? That's just what I see. Any thoughts?
Yes.
I mean...
yes.
Admittedly, I don't know him. Good. Like I said, I have only seen the first episode of Game of Thrones. I don't know his work well enough to be able to judge how he'd be in any of the roles. Probably my best guess would be that he's playing probably someone from Atlantis, if anything. But maybe he's Darkseid. Who knows?
Maybe he's one.
What's up
maybe
with them
he's
casting
the
a bunch of Game of Thrones people? Isn't that dude with the redhead dude with the beard? Isn't he in the movie too? Or
Kristen Nairn, or not Kristen Nairn. Kristen Nairn is Hodor. Christopher Hivju. Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah, him. And I think what is the other dude? Ciaran Hinds, or he's in it.
Kieran, Mance Raider himself. He's Steppenwolf. So that would actually be really interesting.
Yeah, so you got a Game of Thrones reunion
and
here.
Khal Drogo
capitalizing on the. What's funny is Christopher Hivju. Actually, I don't know if he's actually in the movie or not, because I remember that was a big thing, like, when it first happened, or when that trailer, the first teaser came out, that people thought he was in there as one of the Kings of Men, but I think it was debunked. I'm gonna double check.
Okay, Luke, what do you feel about this dude, the Bolton? Who's he playing?
He could probably be a King of Man. That seems likely, but
yeah, I would say
I don't know, because like. I mean, that one seems more likely, but CJ brought up a good point. He would be a cool pick for Darkseid. Now, I mean, like, I would just assume it would just be, like, a big motion capture thing. And
no, it'd be, like, him in purple makeup and, you know,
just sitting.
Just him in purple makeup looking nothing like Darkseid.
Taking a page from Marvel Studios, just have him sitting there.
At least Thanos is purple.
For a couple movies. That's true.
So
he's in purple makeup, like, around his head. They left, like, the face, like, white.
They just put, like, purple, like, makeup on the front of his nose and under his eyes.
Like a goddamn Teletubby.
Jeez, imagine that. He refuses to shave his facial hair, so it's just poking out from the paint.
Darkseid with a sweet beard.
He's in a purple Lycra bodysuit.
Yeah, but I mean, he would be a cool... He would be a cool pick,
I hope they
like
do
CJ said,
Darkseid from the comics where he's like sitting on couches all the time and stuff.
It's comfy chairs that he likes.
Out on couches.
I would very much like them to have him pass someone a special little Happy Meal at the drive-thru.
I just don't want Darkseid to be big and stupid looking like he is in Justice League War.
Yeah. I think he was too big. Like, and I think that's like that's a whole other conversation about like the flaws of current DC animation, but.
You know what I really don't want? I don't want them to have that stupid New 52 outfit that he has. I hate his New 52 look. It's dumb.
Yeah, they gotta go classic Kirby's.
Yeah.
OG.
Like,
with his sick mini dress.
No, like
Action Comics #1.
Yeah,
literally just do that. It's a great outfit.
With the one piece.
Yes.
But no, you know, it's one of those things where I guess he's just such an evil character in that show that I can't see him being this, you know, a supposedly, like, decently good person.
Decently?
I guess. Yeah. I was just thinking in
somewhat
my head,
okay guy.
I was just thinking in my head, I was like, are we really gonna get, like, the moral compass of these people that are fighting Darkseid? Is there gonna be anything to, like, really tell us that they're, like, awful human beings?
Don't worry, he'll be in the background punching a puppy.
Yeah. Why? It seems like this is that scene like with Sauron in the first Sword of the Rings.
Yeah.
That prologue like thing.
That
with the little,
well, that's all I heard about for weeks after was that this was like the new Lord of the Rings, and I died a little inside every time I heard it. I mean, it's not necessarily, it's not a bad comparison. It's just like you can note the differences in the scenes without bringing a whole another movie.
So
series.
Ian Holmes
Didn't do
must
anything
stumble across
to you.
a mother box. Yes.
We have to drop the mother box in the volcano.
Ezra must carry the mother box from the Shire into the fires of Mount Doom.
Yeah, so moving on.
That's the Flash Solo movie.
What? Flash Solo? That's happening? I didn't even...
No.
Oh.
That's coming out?
That's a lie. It's a beautiful lie.
In pseudo DCEU news.
Yeah, isn't... So, we got our first leaked trailer for Krypton, the new sci-fi series, and isn't this actually canon to the DCEU? They said it's a prequel, right?
Yeah, it's a prequel to Man of Steel. They have, like, that long thing that has the House of L symbol on it in the trailer.
Okay, so yeah. What, the I think it's like the contact key or something like that, or the codex key, or no, it's not codex.
I don't fucking know. It was
that
like
thing
a
that
USB
was Lois Lane's job during
USB
the climax of the movie.
Yeah,
the
plugged
command
into
key.
a bomb
The
and
command
something
key.
happened and explosions and whatever.
It's the command key. So they, I don't know if it was like this trailer seems to confirm it. I don't think it's been like officially confirmed. One way or the other. I mean, Goyer is involved, so I think I guess at the very least, he brought over a lot of like the visual influences.
Snydra.
Snydra, but it's Hail Snydra. It's
Hail
Snail
Snydra.
Snydra, but it's
Mole's tongue.
it seems like
Stupid.
So what does it seem like?
I'm sorry.
It seems like no. It seems like it could be. That's kind of what I came away with. Like watching this, is Krypton looks much different. It actually looks a lot more like the comic books. That's kind of one of the things that I said in the breakdown. Like when I was watching the trailer, it's all domes and spires. It's not really like flying dragonfly.
No more
lizard things.
Pandora creatures on Krypton. They immigrated in between the time of his grandpa and the time he got sent off.
Yeah, they all hatched. But it does, I mean, other than that, like, that's the only thing that I really saw and was like, yeah, this doesn't really vibe. Like, it's much more like the comic book. It's a lot of domes, a lot of spires. It actually kind of looks like the original, how Krypton looked in the original Superman movies in that regard, kind of. But
yeah, I love this trailer here. It looks like such a great production value, like HBO level. I mean, I was shocked. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it definitely has high
100%.
Production value to it, but that also makes me question, like, how long this series is going to be. Is it a mini-series? Is it ongoing?
Yeah, like 2 episodes, or what are we talking here?
well, like, what's really interesting, and I was talking to Tim about this a little bit before we started, is that in looking up stuff for the breakdown today, IMDb, and it's IMDb, so anything can write anybody, like anything can write
Anything
anything.
can write
Anything.
It's late. Anybody can write anything on IMDb, but the IMDb page for Krypton has it listed as a TV movie.
Ooh.
Which I thought was weird. Tim kind of pointed out that if it's just the pilot, it can technically be considered a TV movie, I guess, or released as a TV movie.
Because they've done that before. They've had, like, feature-length pilot episodes for TV shows. Like, the Flash series from the 90s had that.
Exactly, and I think that's something that definitely could happen with this series too. We got a lot of different stuff in this trailer, and since it hasn't been ordered to series yet, it's very likely that they've only shot the pilot episode, and so everything we saw is from that pilot episode.
So everything else could just be in corridors and small
Exactly.
rooms.
It's
After
just
Everything will be on those sets from Star Trek The Next Generation's first season.
exactly.
yeah.
Before they could afford, Klingon makeup, and so Worf wasn't on the show. But no,
What a shame.
but the crossing the streams a little bit there. But no, I was really impressed. I saw a lot of people that didn't like it, and it really shocked me. Maybe if the acting isn't your thing, like, I'm not sure how you can really tell that from the show or not. But visually, I think that's what this is to show off. It's like it is about 1,000 times better looking than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
There was no shark.
I was thinking Sharknado.
Well, the
Sharknado.
last thing that I watched on the last cool sci-fi thing that I watched on Syfy was Ascension, that miniseries. That was really cool. That was a 3-episode thing, so I'm guessing this won't be 3 episodes, but I think it'll probably be like 10 to 13. And the trailer looked pretty good. Like, this will probably be the only DC show that I watched. Do we know when it's coming out? Is it like fall or something?
So the end of the teaser says 2017. So
Okay.
and it's definitely not coming out in the spring. So I think it probably is going to be the fall. And
Yeah.
that kind of relates to what I wanted to bring up a little bit in regards to this. Is we still have nobody has any idea how this hit the web today. It actually was dropped on Vimeo by this account. It was like TV promos 2017 or something like that. And
Right.
I think so. It was funny. I got to the link no more than 15 minutes after it went up. Already, the URL that I had didn't work, and so it's weird. But it didn't stop other pages. And I said in the breakdown, it's like other people got mirrors up, and they did, but other pages are still able to host the original URL like embedded into the page.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me think, I don't know how Vimeo works, but it kind of makes me think that it might have just got set to private or something like that, which means it maybe was supposed to come out, but maybe somebody, as we've had issues with that here on the channel before, like something that was supposed to be, set to private going public. They're
like, oops,
oopsie.
Whoops.
And so maybe that's what happened. The cat's out of the bag. It really, and especially
the cat's out of the hat.
Cat's out of the hat. But I mean, especially because we've had no follow-up. There's been no official release of the trailer. There's been no official statement from DC as far as I can tell. But there's also been like no move to like really pull all these things down. There's been, I don't think we've gotten a copyright flag on our breakdown yet.
I saw the president of Syfy tweet out,
we'll get a copyright flag on it in like a year and a half.
Exactly. That's
yeah, they'll get
after
to it
the
in a
show's
DCEU
done.
way.
Exactly. It's like, God damn. But after it doesn't get ordered to series.
WB loves to hit us when the iron is ice cold.
Basically.
That's like their movies.
But no, I just love that this will be like one DC thing Nick wants to watch, and it won't get ordered to series. Just wait.
Yeah, it'll get canceled the pilot stage. They'll be like, nah.
Can't wait for like 3 years later when the pilot leaks like Wonder Woman.
I like the Aquaman pilot.
Oh, that didn't leak. That officially got put up on iTunes.
Did it? Jesus Christ. That's another public.
Yeah, Luke, what do you think about Krypton? What's that?
Well, I'm just kind of curious, like, what it's going to tackle, because, like, I think it's a really cool teaser trailer, and it did kind of blow me away how good it looks. But, again, I'm not really that interested in Seg-El, I think his name is.
Sag-El.
Grandfather. Sag-El, yes.
Saggers.
And I don't, like, I'm just not really that interested, but there was something that kind of piqued something in me, and it's kind of made me wonder what exactly the show's going to tackle.
That girl
because
on
I
the
think.
bed?
No, I think the Bottle City of Kandor is in this. Because there's like a glass orb with like a city.
Oh, why would they be in the
Argo
bottle
City?
So
it could be that, but I mean, like,
it
it just makes me wonder what they're all going to tackle. Because I've been doing. I'm just going to say. I'm sorry, CJ. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
you're cucking me right
I'm
now,
gonna
bro.
let you finish.
I'm really sorry. It's just to put this out there, because I had done a lot of research for that Doomsday thing in terms of his appearance in the DCEU, and like he was teased in like the Man of Steel Blu-ray, like Bertron and like Doomsday and like genetic breeding was hinted. So it makes me wonder if maybe if this is canon and with the DCEU, which I think they did confirm it was, they could tackle stuff like that.
Ooh.
So, and that's a really interesting point. But going back to your point about Kandor, that's actually a really good point. So it's most of what like the establishing shots we see in this series are of this city in an orb, in a dome. And actually, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but from the character descriptions that were like released a while back, like literally June of last year, this show might take place in Kandor, because it's we see one of the characters who I pointed out in the breakdown. He's the I think he's going to be the antagonist from what's been revealed. His name is Darren Vex. He's the chief magistrate of Kandor. That's what his description says, and he's charged with defending Krypton's oligarchy. So this seems like, and I was wondering if it was Kandor, but I didn't say it in the breakdown just in case.
Right.
So it definitely seems like maybe that's going to be a storyline. But
yeah, I mean,
there's a lot for them to work with.
Yeah, I mean, watch the show's going to come out and it's just going to be like a diorama of fucking Krypton or whatever, just a city.
Yeah, they could explain how the moon got destroyed too. That's a thing. That was a story.
The matte painting of Krypton.
Like I mean, the more I'd been thinking about it, the more I'm like, yeah, they could actually tackle some really cool stuff if this is tied in with like the DC extended universe. But I kind of want to wait and see what exactly the show is about, because he's talking about like saving Krypton, and again, I'm just not really that interested in his grandfather's story.
I also don't think it's going to go too well for him. I don't know, something about his mission seems like it's not going to pan out.
Yeah, something seems pretty futile. I also did like that this House of L symbol is somewhat, I don't know, activated by blood.
Basically.
Something that runs in Superman's family.
Only
they
blood
gain their
will pay
power
for
from
this.
blood.
Yeah. But I mean, I kind of agree with you. I'm less interested in the, like, how, because the whole point of the show is, I guess, like, the House of L has fallen into ill repute, and, somehow they're down on down in the caste system, and Segel was trying to bring his family's honor back up or something like that, and save his planet or something.
He needs
like
to
that.
up their honor meter.
Exactly.
Hey, this is gonna be like Game of Krypton. This is so good.
I hope so. Honestly, if it's like that, I think that's exactly what they should go for. But
damn, I can't wait for this right now.
We're
probably coming up with a better plot than they are. Just don't. I'm not getting hyped up yet. I'll keep my.
But I'm honestly much more excited in for the guy from Game of Thrones, Ian McElhinney's arc, because he plays Seg's grandfather, so it's like Superman's great-great-great-grandfather. And the character description is really interesting. It says he defied death by going to the Phantom Zone and is a staunch believer in space exploration. And from the trailer, it kind of looks like how Zod and like his people were put into the Phantom Zone. It kind of seems like that's him being, I guess that's the him eventually him getting thrown into the Phantom Zone or something like that as like a crime or a punishment or something.
Okay. I also wonder if they'll mention other alien races, because I think in the Man of Steel comic they mentioned Thanagarians, I think, in the Man of Steel comic. So
when are the
cool.
Gordanians?
Where are the shit? I can't remember what Lobo's race is.
It starts with a C.
The main man.
Zarnian.
Yeah, I think it's Zarnian.
Yeah, I think it is Zarnian.
Yeah, so we're gonna get like space cabbie and stuff. I mean, how deep are they gonna go with this?
Better.
Yeah, like, I mean, I would assume they probably wouldn't go too crazy with it, because, I mean, they kind of got to stay on Krypton.
What is Space Cabbie's accent? Is he a New Yorker, or what is he?
Space New Yorker.
He is,
I
would assume, New York.
I guess I'll give my thoughts on it so far.
He's a Polish immigrant.
Just so
I'm going to sleep, I don't know.
I don't want to lose out on it going on tons of tangents on this,
Go ahead. Tim,
I guess my general thoughts
piece.
on it is,
do you know?
It looks like it'd be a fairly decent standalone sci-fi show, like Battlestar Galactica or Stargate or something like that. But I don't know. Having it set around Superman's grandpa makes it feel like it's so separated from what's going on in the DCEU that it doesn't really seem like it's even worth it to set it in there.
I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm glad you brought it up. I'm kind of interested to see how the DCEU reacts to this, if at all. And I think that's actually a good point, because I was worried. I was really worried that it was going to be a situation like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I was thinking while I was doing the breakdown, I was like, I'm not going to say this, but it could be DC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they set some shit up that the movies just completely will never reference ever at all. Or maybe they'll contradict it or something like that. But I think you make a good point. It's so far removed, like, are they even ever going to reference anything that happened?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of it. We're not going to have cast members that just say, like, hey, I met Iron Man, and they'd be like, really? You're like, yeah, just go with it.
Exactly. And I think that's actually probably, like, the benefit of having it, like, be that way. It's kind of a blessing and a curse. Like, yes, it's not going to be 100% relevant to, like, what's going on in the DCEU, and in that regard, it's probably going to have to win more viewers on its own. It can't really get by on that gimmick, but at the same time, it's not beholden to that, and the questions won't start.
I mean, the only thing I think of that could possibly connect it is either the Doomsday thing, or they could set up Brainiac in some capacity. But, I mean, again, I'd assume that they'd have to really work hard.
I mean, if he's mentioning, like, he mentions, like, in the commentary for the trailer that he's sending a message to, like, his unborn grandson Cal, so Kara's probably born at this point.
Right.
That's another interesting question from the trailer. Like, we really don't know how he's because it's Cameron Cuff. He doesn't sound any older. They didn't get an older voice actor to do that. It's almost like somehow he's glimpsed the future, because he knows, like, somehow he knows that Cal hasn't been born yet, but he knows Cal is going to be sent off-world.
It's going to be the DC equivalent of Bardock, the father of Goku.
I would love it if that happens.
He gets struck in the neck by an alien race, and he gets to see the future.
You can see the future.
Oh man, this Krypton talk, it's really getting me really hyped up. I mean, I just can't even wait.
So far, the show we've come up with is Game of Thrones mixed with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
this sounds like some
I'm guaranteeing
recipe.
You, it's not going to be that way.
I think we should mix some Breaking Bad in there too. His grandpa's gonna be a meth dealer, and then he's gonna
he teams up
clear his name from all the meth.
Street smart Kryptonian.
Alright, so final segment. Let's move on and get out of here. Before we do that, though, we want to mention our sponsor.
Oh yes, we do want to mention that we are brought to you by Loot Crate. Yes, Loot Crate. We can't tell you what next month's theme is because we don't know, but this past month's theme it might be Krypton. This past month's theme was Investigate, with some really cool stuff from Jessica Jones, Stranger Things, and Batman, including an exclusive 11 shirt that you won't find anywhere else. It was really awesome. Unfortunately, by the time you're watching this, you won't be able to get that box, but you can get whatever this box is. We'll include in the comments a link to the kind of the theme so you can see what it is, decide for yourself. But you will get among a bunch of other cool stuff, a unique t-shirt that you won't find anywhere else. And you can actually get everything that's going to come in that box 10% cheaper just by using our exclusive link, www.trylootcrate.com/hybridnetwork, and our promo code BRIDGE10.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the new box will probably have some kind of Guardians thing about it.
That's what I'm thinking. It's, cosmic something.
Or alien. I don't know.
I mean, they're both coming out, so it could be something about space.
Or pirates, too. Throw on some pirates for good measure. Baywatch. I don't know. Just a hodgepodge of everything.
There you go. Lots of movies coming out.
Sexy misfits.
Alright, so first question. Paul Estrada says, I've been thinking a lot about how the Green Lantern Corps would get introduced in the DCEU, and think the best way is to have them learn of Darkseid trying to invade Earth and them coming to try and stop them. What are your thoughts on this, and how do you want them to be introduced? Luke, what are your thoughts?
That could definitely work. I think that'd probably be the easiest way to kind of get them invested. Just say Darkseid's going to be coming. We got to send a few Green Lanterns to Earth to help them take care of it. Honestly, in my opinion, though, I kind of would like the big Green Lantern Corps. Like, if they send, Hal or John Stewart to Earth, I'm fine with that. But I don't really want the Green Lantern Corps to really deal with anything that's, going on with the other DCEU movies. I kind of want it to be, completely
Oh, you want it to be their
separate.
Guardians, where they just never reference anything?
Kind of. I just want it to be, dealing with its own shit out in the space. The Justice League movies, they can deal with Darkseid and the New Gods. Yeah. They can deal with Darkseid and the New Gods, but I want the Green Lanterns to be dealing with, all the different space cosmic stuff.
No, I completely agree with that.
Sisha, what do you think about that? How do you want to see the Green
Lanterns? I actually really
introduced?
like this. I think that might be maybe kind of a good plot to get them more involved by the time Justice League 2 rolls around, when Darkseid's hypothetically going to be involved. But just going off of the rumors that there's going to be a Green Lantern in Justice League at some point, I think it would make a lot of sense, especially since Steppenwolf, coming through is technically going to be an alien invasion. If somehow since you've got a Guardian for that sector that or a Guardian. You got a Green Lantern for that sector. I'm getting my wires crossed. The Green Lantern would try to get involved somehow there, or would show up. Even if they're just going to be like, "Don't worry, bro, we got it." So I think totally a real line of dialogue, actually. But I think that actually would be how I would introduce the core. But I think Hal might be another issue. As for the main characters, I think that's probably right. Maybe Hal's off on some other mission, learns of Darkseid, and kind of comes back that way. But
okay, Tim, what do you think about this?
Well, I can see a post-credit scene of Justice League, the Guardian sending the Green Lantern to Earth just to set up him being in the sequel to it. But in terms of doing the Green Lantern Corps in general, I'd prefer that they have a movie that's not connected to what's currently going on. Because that's sort of the trap that Marvel's falling into now. They keep trying to tie their movies into each other when they introduce new things, so they can't stand on their own as well. That's part of the reason why I like Winter Soldier more than Civil War, because you can understand everything in Winter Soldier from just seeing the first Captain America, but you can't do that for Civil War. You have to see the other two Avengers movies. So if they're gonna do multiple spin-off franchises in this, I'd rather them be able to stand on their own and not necessarily all spin off from one place.
How would I want to see them introduced? I think maybe Sinestro something. Okay, so final question. Waru says, do you guys want Cyborg to die in Justice League? That's do we want him to die?
This is a weird question.
Yes. Anyone else?
No, I don't really care. I don't want someone to die.
I feel like he might be the vision of this movie. He might be a casualty of Darkseid or something.
I'm a little worried. I don't want to see him die in this one, because I think it's much more interesting to have him be in kind of that Vision situation, go into Justice League 2 as the Mother Box.
He transforms into a mother box.
Cyborg is Mother Box.
And spits out bullets.
Yeah.
He turns into a
we
tank.
can't lose our only attractive black. He's the only one.
We can't lose our literal tool.
Oh.
We can't.
He's such a means to an end. How could we lose him?
Yeah, he goes to the water and he transforms into a boat.
And he makes those noises from his mouth. That doesn't even come from the boat.
Oh man.
I don't really want him to die.
Really tired.
I probably wouldn't care too much about it, just because I'd rather him be in the Teen Titans than the Justice League. But I'd want him to continue forward so he could be.
Yeah, what if he's like pissed off after jail too, and he like leaves to go join the Titans?
He leaves and drives off through the sea.
Transforms into a cube and just floats off.
They do what they did with Poochie. They just take the animation cell and slide it up.
It's really late. That
I think we should.
Are we done? Is that it? Are we good? All right. You doing all right, Nick? You good?
Oh my god.
That was Super Friends.
So, this has been
where
can
we find everyone on social media? CJ?
You can find me at CJ Pascal, CJPASCHALL.
Luke, where are you at?
I am at Hybrid Lurk.
Alright, Nick, you good to give yours?
Really?
Yeah, Matt Who's_Nick on Twitter.
And I am at Aussie Dragoon on Twitter. AUSSIEDRAGOON.
Yep. So this has been episode 78, and we'll catch you guys next week.